Hi, my name is Coach Pete Lepak, and I'm here walking you through a pregame warm-up that my U11 2013 boys work on pretty much every game. They start out in 3 lines. I put 5 cones down, about 8 steps between the first cone and the second cone, and then 2 steps for the next 2 cones, and then another 8 steps to the last cone. When they're stretching, they just work from cones 1 to 4. Cone 5, as you see behind me, is not going to be used until the dribbling session. So they work on different types of stretches. Usually when they're younger, the coach yells them out. I'd yell them out and tell them what to do, show them how to do it. At their age now, they kind of have 1 or 2 leaders that walk them through each step. They go through each stretch twice, and they just work on kind of getting the heart rate up a little bit, but also moving the muscles. There's a lot of different activities that they can work on while they're stretching. It doesn't have to be exactly these, and they don't have to be in the same order. In fact, the names that I am using are actually what the boys yelled out. So you may have a different name for the exact same exercise, and that's fine. Toward the end of the activity, I have them start going through a 50% jog, a 75% jog, and then a full sprint. That really gets the heart rate up and ready for the next activity where they're going to be going at goal. At around this time, I also take the goalkeepers out, and you'll see me walking over to take the goalkeepers and bring them over to the goal, where I'm going to work on some things with them while my assistant then transition the players into a dribbling activity. When they start working on the dribbling activity, now all 5 cones are going to be used. The players immediately go and spread themselves out. So there's usually 1 or 2 players at each of the cones. One's dribbling in between the cones, and they're using different techniques to kind of move the ball. So they start off with inside touches just to get as many touches on the ball as they can, and then they make about a 7-yard pass to the next player, and then he goes through the 3 cones as well, using the different techniques that the captains or leaders of the team yell out. When I take my goalkeepers, the first thing I do is work on distribution. So I'll have 1 keeper at the edge of the 18, and I play a ball to the goalkeeper on an angle, and he's just going to go and work on opening his hips and playing the ball to the other person on the 18. So he's just working on opening hips and switching the point of attack, playing out of the back. This incorporates the goalkeeper into an actual field play, and it gives him a little bit more confidence when the ball's passed back to him during the game. So as the field players are dribbling around, the goalkeepers are also still working with me. I'm going to be kicking the ball with a little bit of a short hop at the keepers or a little bit to their left or right so they can work on kind of balls that are shot in their general direction. They get 3 apiece, and then they rotate through. In this activity, we do a little bit of an extended dive where I have them kind of moving laterally, touching a post or touching a cone, and then I'm just kicking the ball far away from them so that they have to kind of jump and dive at the ball. If a player struggles, I usually try to kick the ball a little bit closer to them. If they do a little bit better and they feel very confident, I'll usually try to challenge them with a little bit harder of a kick. With about 8 minutes left in warm-ups, I will take the boys and bring them together. Goalkeepers are going to stay in net and alternate, and the field players are going to get into 3 lines. The first line is going to shoot. That first person will then turn around and play a 1-2 or wall pass with the second person, and the second person will shoot. And then the third person will actually play a ball in to one of the players who will then pass it into space so that that third person can then get in a longer cross or pass to try to score. During this activity, I really try to tell my players to work on actually warming the keepers up. So instead of trying to hit the ball into the top corner, try to play the ball low, try to put the balls towards the keepers so that the keepers can work on their foot skills as well as their hands and their movement. And then with the field players, I ask them to just make sure they're working on what foot should they be using and allowing the ball to go through their bodies so that they can strike a ball with the correct foot and just work on little things right before the game so that they can be ready physically to play a 60-minute game. I also like to try to switch up so that players can actually strike the ball from the right side and then get their crosses in with their left foot. That way, the goalkeepers and the field players are kind of working from both directions to get ready for game time.